Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another episode of my Getting Back in Shape series. I know it has been a ridiculous amount of time since I filmed one of these videos. In the vlog, I'll talk about everything that's gone on since then, but right now, let's go ahead and get into the workout. Today we're going to be talking about foot health, but more specifically, turf toe. So I got turf toe over 10 years ago. It was only bad for a week, and then it was kind of inconvenient for a week, but after that, I didn't have any pain, and I thought it was gone. I actually didn't think about it for 10 years until recently. As I'm getting back in shape, I'm not just doing general workouts to get me healthier, I'm actually trying to target my weaknesses. I have bad hips and a bad ankle from time to time. I also feel pain in my left knee, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. The reason I bring that up is because a week ago, I started off by doing some ankle exercises. I finished the week with a hip mobility routine, and at the start of the next week, for the first time in over a decade, my turf toe was starting to show itself again. What happened was I never did anything to fix the injury. My body adapted, was no longer sending me pain signals, but it was still an issue. I'm very glad I caught it now as opposed to later in life, because the longer you go without addressing your old injuries, the harder it's gonna be able to fix when you do try to fix it, or the harder life's gonna be because you're just continuing to ignore it. Now as we get going, one thing I wanna point out, if you don't have any feet injuries and you're just doing this to get your feet stronger, you don't have to warm up as much as somebody else would. If you do have turf toe, plantar fasciitis, or any type of foot injury, you're gonna wanna make sure you warm up before you get into this. We don't wanna just jump into it and put too much stress on your feet. For me personally, it's actually almost midnight. I'm a night owl, so I've already gone through my whole entire day and my feet are pretty warm. But if I were doing this in the morning, normally when I wake up, my feet are very stiff. So what I would do is go for a walk and then start this routine. Either way it goes, start of the day, end of the day, the very first thing we're gonna do right now is foam roll the feet, and then we'll get into the exercises. Alright, so if you saw the first episode of this series, like you should, you know I have a ton of different foam rolling tools I can choose from. Today, since I'm working my feet or any smaller muscle, I'm gonna use a smaller tool. For example, this is a very large foam roller. So for this size, I would do something like my back. But even though this would be perfect for the back, it's not very good for the feet. Today, I'm gonna use two different size PVC pipes. I will warn you, PVC obviously has no cushion on it. It's very hard. If you're new to foam rolling, you can either get something with some type of cushion or just take it very, very easy to start with. If you're using the PVC, I'm taking it easy even though I do this all the time. I'm gonna start with this one, work my way down, but for this video, to save time, I'm only gonna show it to you with one size, and then you just gotta know, take it easy with a larger one, and then you can move to the smaller ones. So the first thing I'm doing is foam rolling the bottom of the foot. I'm starting with the toes or the ball of the foot, and then I'm gonna work my way all the way down to the heel. Because I'm doing this as a warm-up for the exercises, I'm not spending too much time on each part of the foot. If my scheduled workout for the moment was only foam rolling, then I'd be spending a lot more time on each area. Once I get all the way down to the heel, covering the bottom of the foot, I'm gonna rotate my ankle in, lightly foam rolling the inside of the foot. Once I get the inside of the foot good, I'm gonna rotate to the outside and then do the same thing, starting at the heel, going to the toes, foam rolling the outside of my foot. And then after going front and back, now I'm gonna go side to side from the heel all the way up to the toes. Moving on to the exercise portion of the video. I don't have any fancy names for these, so I'm just gonna talk you through the movements. The first exercise, we're gonna go from left to right, and all of the movement is coming from rotating the feet from the heel to the ball of the foot, and we're keeping the feet in the same exact direction the whole entire time. My distance is based off how much space I have. When you're doing these, if you have more space, you can start small and then go further, or if you're working with a smaller space, you can just do more reps instead of increasing the distance. The second exercise, we're still going from left to right, but this time we're alternating the feet. The feet are gonna go in different directions, bringing the ball of the feet together, rotating to having the heels towards each other. And I'm trying to keep my legs as straight as possible the entire time, so all of the movement comes from the rotation in my hips. This next exercise is gonna be similar to the first one, so we're keeping the feet facing the same exact direction, except this time we're moving forward and then backwards. Everything else from that is the same. When you first get started, you might not be moving as far forward as you'd like. It may seem like you're just stuck in place even though you're rotating your feet. Just keep going. The more you do the movement, the more ground you'll be able to cover with each rotation, and you'll get better over time. And then the fourth movement is similar to the second one. We're alternating the feet in opposite directions, except the movement is going forward this time. On this next one, I got a dry towel. I've spread it out over the floor, and I'm gonna use my toes to crunch it up. After a while, you'll notice you'll start to lose your grip as you're scrunching up the towel. Every once in a while, you'll have to readjust. Just pull the bottom of the towel back and you can start again. And now I'm gonna finish up the day with some stretching. I have a yoga block up against the wall, stretching nothing but the big toe. I always start for a few seconds, let my toe get loose, and then after about 10 or 15 seconds, I'll readjust my foot and get a little bit closer. You wanna hold these stretches for 30 seconds to a minute. You can start small. Maybe instead of doing a minute total, you just do 2 different rounds of 30 seconds. And then the next round is going to be stretching the other 4 toes, letting the big toe relax. Again, taking it easy to start with. After 10 or 15 seconds, when the toes are a little more warm, you can readjust and deepen the stretch. And then the final round is stretching all of the toes, just like always. Starting small, holding it for 10 or 15 seconds, letting your foot get adjusted, and then we're gonna deepen the stretch anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. And then the very last stretch of the day, we're gonna finish by stretching the top of the toes. I got the top of the toes on the ground, barely pushing into the ground. Holding it in this position was pretty challenging to me, so I didn't have to press too hard because this is the position I hardly ever put the toes in. So I'm gonna go through each of those positions, 30 seconds to a minute one time, and then I'm gonna switch and do the opposite foot. Today, I'm only doing 1 round of the 30 seconds to a minute, and then as my foot gets stronger over the weeks, I'll add in more rounds. All right, guys, that is it for today. Or should I say tonight. It's 1:30 in the morning, well past my bedtime. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section wherever you're watching this video. If you don't want to leave it in the comment section, you can send me an email, love@princecanhelp.com. Check out the website. I do have some online programs already made, but if you want some custom online training, I can help you with that as well. Or you can grab a copy of my book, I Will Succeed. Until the next video, y'all have a good one, and I hope to see you later.